Well, here we are back at the state capitol. I'm going to ask them to sign a document as to whether or not I was determined or deemed or called or whatever a security threat. Because that's what Baird Holm has said in court to a judge. Now, they may not want to sign, but I think we can agree that as a citizen, if I've been determined a security threat at the state capitol or otherwise, I should be subject to knowing that information. So if they can't readily say that I am or why, I would say that it lends itself to not being true. So we're going to find out. Is this the same security office?
What's that?
Is this the same? Is there two security offices?
Yeah, this is a security office.
Is there another one?
Well, we had a temporary one.
Down there?
Yeah.
I was like, this looks different.
Yeah.
Is Mike here?
Mike.
The chief?
Yeah. You're not serving me paperwork, are you?
No.
You need Mike, right?
I need him to verify whether or not I have been determined a security threat, because that's what they said on record in front of a judge, and I maintain that that's false. Yeah, they went into court and said I was a security threat.
Oh, the AG's office?
No.
Oh.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
You're the OPS, whatever.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not a security threat. There is a definition.
I wasn't there, I can't tell you, Justin.
Well, they're saying here. They're saying here I'm a security threat. Oh, thank you.
Hey, Justin, what's going on?
How's it going, man?
Not bad. How are
Good
you,
to see
sir?
you.
Good to see you.
So-
what can I help you with?
I'm asking because I have to submit it for court.
Okay.
Now, obviously, if you don't choose to sign it, that's your choice, but here's what it says.
Okay.
We went into court. They said I was determined to be a security threat. Now, there are definitions to what a security threat is, and I simply don't meet those.
Okay.
But I printed what security from places that have them,
Okay.
definitions. I put that I haven't done any of these things, and then a little box that you could check, yes, I am classified here as a security threat, or no, I'm not. And then I just have down here whether or not you did or did not choose to circle, but you know, as a matter of principle, if I've been determined a security threat here, I would feel like I should be notified.
The only thing that I know of is that they were told that you weren't allowed inside the Attorney General's office.
Yeah, that's because they
Justin, I'm not here to say whether
No,
it's
but you
not.
get what I'm saying.
No, I get
Like,
what you're saying.
that's very different than
No,
going into
I
court
get what you're saying.
and telling
That's
the
the only
judge
thing
I'm a
that I'm aware
security
of.
threat.
Like I said,
Yeah.
we've had conversations.
Yeah.
I feel like You listen to what I've had to say.
I 100% agree.
I'm not here to say you are a security threat. I just know.
Well, you would have to, because they said in court that you guys determined that. Your office.
That's up to them. Like, they're the ones that said, hey, he's not allowed in the Attorney General's office, and we have to follow what they say.
Right, but
You
what
boys
I'm
listen to what
saying
I've had
is
to say.
the security threat part, like saying that they don't want me there. So think about it this way. We both know, just from like a matter of new paint, right?
Mm-hmm.
A matter of principle, that I haven't done anything to determine, like, to be a security threat. What I've done is presented them with facts that they refuse to address. And,
Okay.
and so now they're painting me as violent
Okay.
and a national security threat because they're trying so hard to get out of telling the truth. And so they literally went into court and said that that was the truth. So I'm just, and you look, you don't have to check a box and sign it, but by not doing so and being in charge here, it sends the same message, which I already said, which is I'm not a security threat. Because if I was, I'd have a right to know.
The Attorney General's office sent you an email, and they gave me a copy of the email. It basically said you are not allowed in their office. Okay?
Yeah.
Go through the proper
That's
channels,
not what
make
I'm
the
talking
phone
about.
call, send the email, and that type of stuff.
I'm saying
That's all that I
OPS
know.
went to court.
I'm not signing the form. I'm not
Okay.
checking any boxes.
So-
but I'm just here to tell you, the Attorney General's office said that you're not allowed inside their office, and that's what we're going off of. So.
Sure.
Whatever
And
else is
I
going on,
respect that. I just wanted to give you the opportunity because, you know, the reality is, and I've only been saying this for a year to you guys, but for longer to other people, is nobody at this point, it's kind of like this. When I was growing up, I knew people that were being bullied.
Mhm.
And if I saw it, I made sure to step in.
Absolutely.
But you're not.
Okay. Well,
This is
No.
the ultimate bully. They're trying to call me a criminal based on lies.
Okay.
Because I want them to fix it. And you know the truth because I've shown it to you a dozen times and you don't have to comment on it, but you do know. They're the bullies. They bullied me. They bullied my mom. They bullied other citizens. They lie. And here they are going into court trying to paint me as a criminal and nobody wants to step up. That's not protecting anybody.
Okay.
And I don't, again, everybody has a job. I get it. And so I'm not like holding, and you're a piece and I probably
No,
talk too loud.
you're fine.
I'm not trying to like say that it is what it is. I can just say this. In your position, this would not stand if I was you. And here's why. Because you earned your spot. And you didn't earn it by keeping your mouth shut when you knew shit was wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
But you can't agree and do this. You can't agree and let them paint me as a violent criminal in court to get off the hook so they don't have to tell the truth. You can't agree with those two things. You can't say, I protect citizens, I protect the people, I protect individual rights, except for when it's somebody in the Attorney General's office telling me not to and telling me to ignore what I see. They're not fungible. It just doesn't work that way. And I'm not blaming you and I'm not upset with you, but I think we can both agree that this has gone a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
And now where we're at is the appeals court is going to have to say that due process,
Mm-hmm.
proper service, the truth, not making false statements and saying to the judge, oh, he's a security threat, trying to make it so that you know what I mean? All of that stuff is either going to be put into an appeal which is already filed, that will say that, okay, none of this ever matters again in Nebraska, because you have to understand what they're doing isn't violating my rights with the Nebraska Public Records Law.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying proper service doesn't matter. Timing doesn't matter. They keep serving these motions to dismiss the night before the hearing, and then the judge takes it, makes up laws, verification things that don't exist, scheduled hearing things that don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
I literally scheduled the last hearing. The judge starts off the hearing saying, we're here on Omaha Public Schools this. I said, no, I scheduled this hearing. I have evidence.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Puts in his opinion. Defense scheduled the hearing. plaintiff wanted to hijack the hearing to argue his own topics, but if what the defense said was correct, it would have been moot, so we chose not to hear it. That's called the right to be heard. There are all these rights. You're not protecting them. You have to think about that, and I'm not telling you what to do, but you get what I'm saying. And I can tell you this much. At the end of the day, what they've expected, every time, I haven't done. I've done the right thing. And this is where they're in trouble now, because they expected at some point for me literally to be violent. I'm just not. I'm smart. I'm going to get,
Hey, here's the deal. It's like, I never said you were violent.
No.
Or anything else like that.
Well, no, of course not.
There's no, obviously, we've gotten into some arguments and that type of stuff, but you agree at the end of the day, it's like, sorry, guys.
No,
come on,
pardon
we're
us,
good.
we're just-
So at the end of the day, it's like, guess what? We shook hands and
Right.
all stuff, we went along their way.
Because-
We came upon the agreement, it's like, hey, this is what they want. They said, hey, don't go.
And I've come here every time.
You boys contact me.
I do.
First, you
Yep.
know what I want to say and stuff like that. But when it comes to that, you were doing what you needed to do. Go through the appeals process.
Here's the thing, why do I have to go from the school, the attorney general, the ombudsman, 2 federal judges, 2 local judges? Why do I have to go to the appeals court just for somebody to admit the evidence I'm putting in front of them?
That I don't know, Justin.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Do you know
I
why?
don't
Do you know
know.
how you know?
How's that?
You're doing it.
For what?
Well, what have you done to help correct a situation that's a serious injustice to a citizen?
Like I said, I've never.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now you know why it's this way, because everybody is afraid to step out of line, because the whole, like what I've learned, and I don't know if you know quite the depth, but what I've learned at this point is how connected everyone is. It's a club unlike anything I've ever seen. They hold it and guard it. They've accused me now of practicing law without a license, another criminal charge. I mean, they're doing all these things. Why? Because they don't want to tell the truth. How bad could it be? It was a damn public meeting.
Yeah.
I asked, and literally all I requested was things with my name.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? You don't, I know. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
just as always.
And I just, I had to at least ask so that I can submit it to court and say, hey, if you call him in, I guarantee he's not going to say he designated me a security threat.
The biggest thing is, Justin, is just like, they said, hey, he's not allowed to.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but they're
That's
full of
what-
shit,
That's
you know.
that's where I'm at. Like I said, we've had some arguments, we've had some conversations, we always shake hands at the end of that and that type of stuff.
Well, mostly
I
because
appreciate you being cordial with
they're
me,
getting
so-
you to go against what you believe.
Yeah.
And that's why we argue, because I wouldn't argue with somebody if I didn't know I was getting through to them.
No, not.
You know
and
what I'm
you're
saying?
doing what you need to do.
I am.
You're saying, I can't tell you how to do your stuff, but.
I appreciate you every time. Thank you, sir.